Okay, we are back. In this episode, we are going to be talking about how to import your fixtures. Now, here's Chauvet ShowXpress. If you click the Fixtures tab, you're going to want to be there. Now, in order for you to import your fixtures, you're going to know what type of lighting you have, so definitely get the names of all of your lights that you have. And even the amount of DMX channels you want to utilize on that certain fixture, because each fixture has a certain amount of DMX channels that you can choose from. So from a 3-channel option to an 18-channel. So the lights I'm going to be showing you are the Chauvet Intimidator 350s, and I have 2 of those, using 2 of those for the program, and then 4 Chauvet Color Band Pix Minis on the 18-channel, and those are color pixel mapping light fixtures. So, starting right here, we're going to add our fixtures. So the add our fixtures box comes up, and it's going to give you every name brand of lighting out there. So choose the one which you have. Since we are starting at our address number 1, you want to keep it at number 1 because that's where we want to start as a clean slate. So let's look for Chauvet. They're under the DJ section. Let's add the Color Band Pix Mini. We're going to use the 18-channel one. Like I said, there's different options for channels. So 18 channels. We're going to be working with 4 of them. So right here, you see the address starts at 1. The number of fixtures. Now, however, we're going to use 4, so we're going to click on 4. Now, if you have 15, you're going to click 15. If you only have 2, 20, 28, you can add as many as you want. So it's 4. Good to go. Got that. Looks good. And we're going to patch it. Now, before we patch it, you can also create a new fixture. Now, I don't really think the reason why you really need to create your new fixture, since most in today's world, every light has a profile for software. So if you're wanting to create one, you're more than welcome to, but undoubtedly you're going to be able to find your light inside of the fixtures. They've done a great job of adding a lot of fixtures. So we're not going to do that. We're going to patch it. Okay, so as you can tell, in our 2D viewer, you can see our 4 lights that we just added. It started with DMX channel 1, 19, 37, 55. Now I haven't set the addresses for these lights yet, so we're going to keep adding our next fixture. So we're going to look for Chauvet again. DJ, Chauvet Intimidator. Intimidator beam. Scan, spot. 350. So we're going to do the 14-channel Intimidator Spot LED 350 14-channel. It's going to start at address number 73, as you can see here. 73, 73. Number of fixtures, we're going to use 2. Great. Looks great. Patch. As you can see in our 2D window, we can see both of our movers right here, as well as our color band pixes. So this section right here is called your 2D viewer. So this is going to give a 2D layout of all of your lighting. Now if you right click, you're going to see image sizes. You can see the normal size. You can shrink the lights down to a half size. You can even do a third if you have a lot of lighting. We're going to go back to normal size since we're only working with 6 fixtures. You can show a grid. If you want to do that, you can snap to a grid, so you can snap your lighting. Kind of snaps there. You can take that off, or if you don't, it's just more of a free-for-all. So we're going to set these out in the layout that we want them. So whenever you're at a gig or your show, you're going to lay these out accordingly. So if you have 2 of these in the back, then you're going to have your movers in the next positions, and then you're going to have these 2 right here, so then you would lay it out like that. We're going to put these on the side. We're going to keep this in order. So this is channel number 3, this is number 2, and this is number 1, and this is number 4. That's number 2. Great. Perfect. 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 Okay, cool. You can also show hidden fixtures. If you want to hide the fixtures, you can lock the fixtures so nothing can be moved. You can even change the background. If you take a picture on your phone or with your camera, and you go to your gig or your venue, or you have you know, a wedding spot, you want to take a picture of your stage, you're going to take the picture of the stage and you can attach it here where the gray is, and then you can add your fixtures accordingly and kind of see what it looks like. Now under here is a group name and keys. Now what this does is pretty cool. So say if we had like 55 fixtures, it would be a bummer to try to select individual ones, or even try to select different types in different random orders. And the button I'm pressing to connect this one to this one would simply be the command button on your Mac keyboard. So what we want to do is we want to create a group. So let's say we're going to highlight all of these color band pixels, going to right click, add new group. We can name these color bands, and we can use the group key as A. Great. So lowercase a, now I can easily hit A as a shortcut key and we can select all the groups. Pretty cool. Let's do these for the movers as well. Right click, add new group. Let's do 350 movers. Let's change it up. Let's do C for the movers. And there we go. Now say if you had different towers of lighting, for instance like this, and then let's say you had 4 of these towers, so one tower here, one tower here, one tower here, one tower here. Say if you just wanted these top 2 and the top 2 of every one, you would command all of those, right click, and create your group. So it easily makes it quite effective when you're selecting your groups to make your effects. So let's just do these 2 side as a group too. Side color bands. Great. So that will be B for the sides, A for all of the color bands, and C for the and lowercase c for the movers. Excellent. Now here's an important thing to note. As you import all of your fixtures, it's going to sign and create all of your DMX addresses for you. Now let's say if you want to move this to 165. Now you want to be careful, is because if you go ahead and create all of your show as you initially put the fixtures in and sets the DMX addresses, say then we create our shows and create all of our scenes. If we go back to the fixtures and say, oh man, that light's not here, let's delete it if we want to delete it, or let's move it. Oh, let's move it to, let's say 495. Okay, you can do that. However, anything that you've created with the scenes, that light, it's not going to automatically update to the DMX 495 for that light. It's going to be completely off. And so in your show, it's going to look bad because it's not going to be a fluid. However you create your show, your scene, it's not going to be fluid because you've moved it. And it does not automatically override to the next 495. So once you lock these in, you don't want to move them because it's pretty set once you do. So here's a little toolbar for you. This first one is to import the fixtures like we've done. You can save the DMX dressing if you would like. You can also edit the fixture. So say if we highlight one, it comes up our dialog box. You can edit the fixture. So necessarily you don't really need to edit your fixture. They're going to come with the gobo. It's the gobo rotates, prisms, focus. Everyone has all of their different characteristics. But if you did want to edit, you can edit them here if you wanted to. Different colors. The max is 255, so it's, you can change stuff as well. Don't really need to do that, so we're not going to worry about it. This other view is the 2D view. You can change the icon, display icon of the fixture. So if you're not happy with the icon they provide for you, you can change it. Now under 3D view, you can change what you're going to see under the 3D view. We're going to have the moving head spot. You can have a moving head wash, mirrors, par cans. Let's click par can, and it's going to give the details of the par can. But we don't want that. We want a moving head spot. It's going to give the pan amplitude and the tilt amplitude. And the 60 watt. I believe these are a 75 watt, actually. Actually, let's keep 60 because it doesn't have 75. Excellent. We're not going to save. The next is a rename the fixture. You can rename the fixture if you would like. Most of us just kind of keep the names as it is. Reverse pan and reverse tilt. Now, we're going to go over here to the 2D viewer. This is what this means. Imagine having 2 movers on this side and 2 movers on this side. As you create your scenes, these movers are going left to right in, okay? So left to right. Well, you want these 2 movers to do the opposite of what these. Now, if you don't change the reverse, then they're going to be identical all the way through. All 4 are going to do left and right. However, if you want to do the opposite of these, of whatever movements you're going to make, you're going to set these to reverse pan or reverse tilt. So if these are going up, down, these are going to go down, up. So, makes sense. So if you have different parts of the room, say if you have 2 movers on either side of the dance floor, you have the other 2 and you want them to do opposite, then that is what you're going to do. And you want to highlight, click. It's going to set it for you. Excellent. Moving on. This is going to be is a duplicate fixture. So let's click on this. Enter the number of duplicated fixtures you would like. You can say up to 2. It's going to add 2 more. So it's just another quicker way, like we did in the add fixtures. We did the 2 and then patch. It's just a quicker way. So we're not going to worry about 2 because we only have 2 to work with. So we're going to delete these. Okay, so that is the overview of importing fixtures. Bring them into the 2D model. You can align them, you can adjust them, you can set them accordingly to how your show is going to lay out. You can adjust and then edit any of the characteristics of the light if you want, rename them, or move them around, but make sure they are set. Now another thing, when you go to address your lights for the correct DMX number, now in order for you to know which number it is, you are going to see in the top left is number 1. So Color Band picks Mini Channel 1, which will be this one. You're going to want to set the DMX address to 1. Then the program is going to be talking to that light. The next fixture, you're going to want to set the address to number 19. Don't worry about 36, 19. It's always the left number. The third one, you're going to want to set the address number to 37, as well as number 4th, number 55. Intimidator spot LED 350 on the channel left, 73, 87. So now, once you set those numbers, the program will be talking to the correct fixture, and you will be able to start editing your light shows. Okay, we're going to look at, before we go on to the next video, onto looking into steps in Generator, we're actually going to take a peek into the 3D view. I'm going to bring it up here and kind of expand it a little bit. Okay, as you can see, we are now in the 3D view. It has brought in our 2 movers, and I'm simply using the scroll wheel on a mouse pad to go in and out. And if you want to hold your left click, you can move it around. And if you click shift, you can move it around left and right. So you see your 2 movers here, and you see the 4 fixtures that we brought in. Now, how do we adjust? We don't want them to just set right there because we want them to be as a room. Now, in order to edit your 3D view, you're going to simply right-click, and you're going to come up with options. You're going to come up with Stage Settings, Object Settings, Fixture Settings, 3D Settings, Print, Export as 2D View. So let's start with Stage Settings. Now, Stage Settings is basically the stage of what you're looking at with the 4 walls. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the ground. You can adjust the width of the room. So let's say you're in a width room of 35 feet. And let's say you have a 15-foot ceiling and you have a depth of 30 feet. Well, now you just adjusted your space accordingly. You can have meters or in feet, so let's use feet. So that would be 49 feet, 98 feet in depth, and 114 feet in width. You can adjust the brightness of the room depending on your fancy. I like to keep it about right there. Ground walls, you can actually add textures. You can do stone, you can do dart ski, you can do metal. There we go. We have to activate it. You can do metal, brick, just to kind of see exactly what you're working with. Front wall, back wall, same idea concept. If you right click again, we're going to go back to our viewer, and we're going to go back to our menu. We looked at stage settings, which is changing the ground, front wall, back wall, left wall, right wall, roof. Can adjust the width, height, and depth of our room. Now if you right click again, you're going to go object settings. Now here's where you're going to build your set. If you're looking at the bank of objects, you can look at a computer, desktop, keyboard, laptops. You can do music, drums, guitar, guitar bass, sound. Let's go to stage. You can do human, podium, and you can do your trusses. So let's look at let's do a square truss for the sake of the example. Let's click it. We're going to add it into our objects in the stage. Now you can see our truss laying there. Where you can click on these position, orientation, scale, and color of the object. So we can either click it here and raise it up. So let's raise it up. We want to change the orientation of it. So let's do Z. Make it 90 degrees. Perfect. And let's drop the position again. And right there. We can right click, we can duplicate it. Now if we right click, it says auto align, so that would really help you to create your show by making them all. Duplicate it again. Again, I'm holding my left mouse click, moving it around, and to move it, actually, you hold shift down while holding the left mouse click, and you can move it around. Zooming in with the mouse wheel. Excellent. Okay, so we have there. Again, we can do this with any type of fixtures you would like. You can do triangles. Let's add let's say our human. Where is our human? Let's add our human into this. There is our human. He is our main singer. And let's click this. Let's put him out here. Great. Okay. Also, you can adjust the size of the human and make him a little bit smaller. That is the object settings. Again, you can create your own show. It takes some time to actually create a full-on truss system or a whole stage, but it's actually worth it. So you definitely want to do that. Right click again, fixture settings. Same idea concept, but this time we're going to be utilizing the fixtures. Now let's click on the two spots. We are going to move these down. Again, I highlighted them in the fixtures in the stage. We're going to move them down. Now I don't want them facing this direction, so I want them to be facing this direction. Now remember, movers have a way large movement range. So we're going to click on just one of these, and we're going to do the orientation. We're going to spin it. Right there. Let's do 268. Same concept. Add that. 268. Great. And let's grab our color 4-band picks. Position. And here we go. Let's add them right there. Perfect. Since these are pixel mapping fixtures, we really don't utilize the 3D viewing option. However, if these were par cans or LED uplights, then you would actually be able to see the beam pushed out. So because the pixel tab you can actually see what you're utilizing pretty easily, so we don't use the 3D view as much, but with the movers we do. Okay, that is it for this video. Check on our next video for steps and the generator.